Hey everyone, it's Mojaxx back in the DJ City UK lab. Today I'm talking about Pulselocker. Now, Pulselocker, if you're not aware, is a streaming service a bit like Spotify or Apple Music. The difference is though that with Pulselocker, it's licensed for DJ use, so in the countries where it's available, you can use it in clubs and bars without any licensing issues, and it integrates into DJ software. Now, I'm talking about it today and haven't done previously because up until now, it's been in stuff like PCDJ Red and future.dj, which are platforms that, to be honest, I don't really care about. But it's now in Serato DJ. As of version 1.9 onwards, it is an integral part of Serato DJ. It's also coming to rekordbox DJ from Pioneer as well. That's been announced. So clearly these companies are seeing something in this platform which is worth their time and money investing in. And the work which Serato have put into integrating the service into their software seems to have paid off quite well. It fits into Serato DJ nicely. You sign into Pulselocker, click the cloud symbol by your search box, and then you're searching Pulselocker's catalogue as well as your own library. You can make playlists on the Pulselocker site, and these will show up next time you open the software. Tracks load pretty quickly depending on the speed of your connection, and I found the streaming side works smoothly even when tethered to my phone and using 3G. The sound quality is good, everything I played was at 320 and it sounded like it too. None of the tracks are analysed for Serato DJ, so the software needs to do it on the fly. This does hammer your CPU a bit and you need to load the track a second time for the auto gain setting to take effect, but it's as smooth as it could be really. You have the option to click the Make Available Offline button and that downloads the track to your computer. Naturally, the files are DRM'd all to hell, so I don't expect to be doing anything with them other than play them in Serato DJ. If you move on to another platform that doesn't support Pulselocker, your music is gone. I'm slightly concerned that the downloaded files live inside the Serato folder on your computer as well. I hope this doesn't mean you'll have to re-download those tracks if you start using Pulselocker with rekordbox at a later stage, for example. So the performance side is okay, but it's when we start to get into the library itself that the problems really start to show. Here's a good example. I offlined all of these tracks on my laptop a few weeks ago. I then came to Serato DJ on my desktop and tried to download the files again. The Katy Perry one is now not available. Sure enough, go to the Pulselocker site and the track still shows up there with its appalling metadata still intact, but it's showing as not available. There isn't another copy on the site. This was an issue which came up again and again for me with Pulselocker. It's one thing having tracks missing from the catalogue, we'll get to that, but quite another to have them showing but not available. Check this out, for example. After you sign in on the website, you choose the genres that you're interested in. I did this and then picked one just at random to see what the site would offer me. First track, remembering this is what the site suggested, 404 error. Second track, won't play, unavailable. Third track is one that didn't even chart, so I don't know why it's suggesting that to me, but it does play fine. Fourth track, cover is there, but there's no music. They have a feature on the site called Beat Selector as well. This shows you new releases from the genres that you follow. It took me 4 clicks through this before it brought up a track which wouldn't play. And this was sadly my experience much of the time using Pulselocker. So much of the catalogue is just broken. I even had one track which was there and loaded up in Serato DJ fine, but didn't contain any audio. So let's talk about that catalogue a bit more. Pulselocker apparently has 44 million tracks, substantially more than either Spotify or Apple Music. But there are still a ton of gaps, and it should, with that number, it should have everything. Justin Bieber's last album isn't there, so if your crowd are asking for sorry, that's what you'll be saying to them. Some things like Taylor Swift you might expect to be missing, perhaps because they're exclusive to other platforms, but having almost no Gang Starr on there is a curious omission for a site aimed at DJs and apparently run by DJs. Weirdly, the search results in Serato DJ are often incomplete as well. There's virtually no ABBA when you search for it in the software, but there's plenty on the site. And you'll have to be very careful with choosing the right version of things too. The catalogue is full of live tracks, unmarked remixes, cuts from DJ mixes and all that kind of junk, not even counting the dodgy cover versions which are legion. This is a great example, Steelers Wheel stuck in the middle, my jam right there. First version doesn't work. Second version is okay. The third version is one of those awful re-recorded versions that artists do for cheap compilations. There's no way to tell them apart unless you actually play them. Another problem is that tracks aren't highlighted as clean or dirty. Sometimes you can guess from the album title, but not always, and you'd need to be a very brave DJ to chance playing any possibly explicit music at, say, a high school dance, and Pulselocker makes that a very risky proposition indeed. Pulselocker do make a big deal about how much independent dance music they have. Now, I feel like maybe DJs who just play a particular kind of house or techno are probably the last people who need access to millions of tracks, but I thought I'd see how that works out. So I searched for the current top 6 on Beatport. None of those are on Pulselocker. Similar story with TrackSource. One track from the top 10 is there, but it's not the ideal mix, as Pulselocker don't have the actual single, just a compilation track. So this is why I struggle to really see who Pulselocker could be valuable for. It doesn't have the extreme long tail back catalogue like its competitors, for mobile DJs. It doesn't have the very hottest new tracks like Beatport or a pool like DJ City, so more specialised DJs will be left wanting too. If the content was very highly and competently curated, I could kind of see it being useful, especially if you could justify the cost a bit more by using it as your main streaming service for personal use as well. You do have to use Pulselocker's premium subscription, and that isn't cheap. But again, that's where Pulselocker just falls down. I had to do the screen capture on my backup laptop because the website itself uses a Flash player. Yes, Adobe Flash, remember that? And I've managed to get through 5 years without installing that junk on my gig laptop, so I wasn't going to do that now. The site has no BPM information. You can't sort search results in any way. Even iTunes lets you sort by artist or release date or whatever. So if you're looking for the latest Bob Sinclair release, good luck finding that in a hurry. The site doesn't just feel unfinished, it feels like a relic from the past. And the final nail in the coffin is this. One great advantage I can see of a platform like Pulselocker would be the idea that you could sit on a bus or a train with your phone and make playlists for your next gig. Get home and bam, they're in Serato DJ ready to go. Sounds good, right? Except at this point, and they've been working on this since 2012, there is no app for iOS or Android. The site doesn't even work on mobile at all. You're presented with this message. And note the screen ratio here. This is not from an iPhone. This is on a 13-inch iPad Pro. There is no way you can use the Pulselocker site on an iPad Pro. I'll just let that sink in for a second. So there you go, my look at Pulselocker. It's kind of difficult, this one, because I try and keep this channel positive. If a product comes through for test and I think it's garbage, then it just goes back and I don't do a video about it. I try and keep the channel positive. If you've seen anything on this channel, it's because there's something about it that I like. And it may not be perfect, and but there's something about it that I can kind of get behind, an idea or an execution, something about it that I like. There's no point talking about stuff that I really dislike. Negative vibes and all that, I don't like it. But Serato DJ has integrated Pulselocker into it, and Serato DJ is a platform, a software platform that I love. And I have much love for those guys over in New Zealand. I consider them, they're family to us at DJ City. We love Serato. They're our people. But Pulselocker's not very good. It's just not, they've got the beta tag in the corner of their page. And yeah, it's a software platform. It's evolving, it's changing all the time. But the change of pace is glacial. I looked at it back in October of last year, nearly 6 months ago. There's very little change. From an end user point of view, there's very little has changed. The lack of a mobile app or even a mobile website in 2016 is just, it's unforgivable. Flash, I've had to use 2 laptops here because I'm not having Flash on my gig laptop. You can forget that. This is stuff that just feels like from a few years ago. It's just really outdated, and it's just launched and it's outdated. So look, there may be potential in this, and I see the principle as actually being very good, and I'm kind of excited about the idea of what it could be. But right now, in May 2016, I don't think anyone should sign up for this service. I can't think of a kind of DJ who would really benefit from this over the other options that are available to you. I really can't. And I'm really genuinely disappointed by that. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. It's not good enough, it's not. And I'm open to, I've got nothing against Pulselocker, I'm open to this getting better. So here's an idea, right? December 2016, put it in your diaries, I will look at Pulselocker again. And if it's seen this big improvement that I think it needs, if the library has actually got better and more curated, if there's a mobile platform and it works and all of that, then I will sing the praises of Pulselocker without question. I'm not biased here, I will definitely be happy to see that happen. But if it hasn't changed, if we're still in this kind of same position that we are now, it's going to be an interesting video. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you subscribe for all our future tips, tricks and product reviews. I'll see you soon.